Hi everyone. In this video, we will be creating the portfolio project for data analyst. This is the end product. I just wanted to show you guys like what exactly we will be creating. This is mainly focused on freshers who would freshers and the other like non-technical students who would like to transition their careers into the data analyst role. So before going ahead with the what are the steps and everything, I just wanted to show you that what exactly will be the end product. And then in this Tableau dashboard, I'm not using much of any calculation or anything. The only calculation fields which I'm using here is to create this pie chart, and then for this one, because we do not have any date column in this data set. Not the date column, like the recent date. We have the date column, but not the recent date. So that is the reason why I have used the function called as today over here. Other than that, here one calculation field. So other than these two calculation field, I don't think so I have used any other calculation field. Not even if I have used, it is not much difficult to understand. So this is the final Tableau dashboard which we'll be creating, and then it is very simple. So the moment the user clicks on any of this filter, it will affect all other, like all the dashboards which are present here, and then order priority like this. And then by creating this, by clicking on this clear filter, like whatever the filters the users are selected, it will just goes off like this. This is gone. And then the moment the user selects furniture over here, only the related values will be shown up here, like chairs, bookcase, tables, furnishing, right? This kind of changes. So how to do this small changes, which is very important. This is definitely not my idea alone, because this comes from whatever the works I have done in my day-to-day life. So I have just taken those ideas, and then I have put it into a project so that it will helpful for others who are looking for their career changes. So and then the moment the user clicks on any of this like individual state, just like this, it just redirects to this order details page, only showing United States value. Say suppose for now, if the use any use like okay. Now if they click on this one, India, only India's related value will be shown. That is what I meant. This is one. It is very simple, but yet there are so many things which we can learn. The dataset which I am using is Global Superstore, which is available in Kaggle. Okay, now we can start with our first step. We'll start with the first step, which is EDA, Exploratory Data Analysis. We are not sure anything about the data which we are seeing right now. What we will be doing in this EDA step is, we will be exploring the data set, like how many number of columns are present in this data set, what is the count, are there any duplicates, and many more things. We will see in our example in just few minutes. This step can be performed either in the Excel right now you are seeing, or you can import the data into SQL Server as tables, and then you can perform the EDA. I will be importing the data into SQL Server to perform the EDA, so that we will get familiar with the SQL queries as well. I have already imported the data into these tables: global superstore orders, people, and then returns. But we will do it one more time. We'll just go to import and export data. This is the one, SQL Server 2019. Just double click on that. Next, data source is Excel. Just click on that. You have to specify the path. Here you have to specify the path. I'll just go, and this is the one. Just open it, and then it is 2007 and 2010 version. So, and then next, this is the destination. Here you just have to specify this one, Microsoft OAD DB driver SQL Server. And then database, I'll just give Olympic 2020. This is my other data set. Later I can just drop it. So I'll just give this one. And then next. Okay. Just select only these three. And then next. And then next. Finish. Now it is actually importing the data from Excel to these tables. It is successful. Now just close it. And then here, okay, let's refresh. Tables. Yes, now we are able to see these three tables. This is exactly the same one which is over here, but I just renamed into Global Superstore. Now we are good to go with our EDA. So first step, let's see what is the data count in the orders table. Just drag and drop like this. Select count of chart from Superstore. I prefer this way, like giving dot dot. This is the data count present in this table. Okay, in the real world, we will not be having the access to the source database, but we will be having a generic layer where source team will load the data into the generic layer. From there, we will fetch the data into our data warehouse or do some analysis. From the data warehouse, again, we will do the analysis. So, in our case, we have Excel and then the table. So, for just we'll assume that this is our source. This Excel is our source. So this is the count which is showing here, and then which is 51,291. Okay, here it is 51,290. The one difference is because of this the one extra the one count extra here because of it is counting the header name. So row ID is also being counted here. That is the reason why it is one extra here. So the data counts looks good. Now I've just executed select star from this table. To see the columns present in this table, the first one is row ID, which seems to be identity column, like it is incrementing by 1. So 1 here, and then the last one we'll see 51,290, which is the our data set count. So this is the identity column. And then next one is order ID. Since this is the orders table, so we will be having order ID for each orders when the customer places the orders into this global superstore. And then the order date and then ship date. Here, order date should be, okay, here there is one condition which is order date should always be less than ship date. You cannot ship the product until unless it is being ordered. So this condition we have to check. And then ship mode, there are different ship modes. We will see there are different ship modes here. We can further query and then check what are the different types of ship mode. And then this is the customer name. So Obviously, one customer can place multiple orders. Segment, whether it is consumer, home office, or and then city, state, country. Since this is global superstore, there are many country names. Postal code is null, and then market. This is dependent on which country this market is dependent on the country, and then region, product ID, what exactly the product the customer is being purchased, category and subcategory, and then product name. These were all the dimension which we were till now we saw only the dimension field. That means we saw the descriptive values. Now comes the measure values, which is sales, quantity, discount, profit, shipping cost, and then order priority is again dimension. This is about all the columns which this table consists of. So now we'll see individual columns. Okay, row ID can be a primary key, which is like a surrogate key, but I want to check whether order ID is primary key or not. I'm just checking that. No, there are for one order ID, there are 4 different items. For this order ID, there are 5 different items. So let's check that. Select star from where. I'll just paste this. Let's run this. Okay. The customer name is same, customer segment, everything else is same. Order date. Okay, this order is from this customer name. They have ordered this office supplies like storage, envelope, art, and binders. Okay, this means order ID cannot be a primary key alone. Primary key means this one ID should identify individual rows uniquely. That means for this order ID, there should be only one row. So that is not happening here. It is having 5, 6, depending on the individual customer, how many number of orders they have placed. So now let's see the combination of row ID and then order ID, whether we have the duplicates even in this with this combination. Definitely we saw row ID can be used as primary key, but I want to check whether row ID and order ID can be. We have already checked that row ID can be used as primary key, but I wanted to check whether order ID can also be used as primary key. The answer was no. So I'm just checking for row ID and order ID, like composite primary key. In the real world, since this is the sample data set which we have downloaded, you can identify the primary key like this, just this plus sign and then keys. Here the information about the primary keys, and then under the constraints you will get the information about the constraint information. So this is where we will get to know which are the primary key and the other information related to these keys. So since we just imported directly, there is no primary key there is no primary key present in this. Since we just imported the data from Excel, there is no primary key which I have mentioned manually. So that is the reason there is no primary key column in this data set. So let's go and understand further. I wanted to check this ship date should be less than order date. This condition, I'll just check whether is there any mistake. So there are no rows where ship date is less than order date, which is correct. But I wanted to, double check whether there are any mistakes or anything. So this seems to be good. Now we will check the what are the distinct ship modes present in this table. I have already executed these queries and then have already analyzed. So that is the reason why I'm just pasting the queries and executing. Okay, there are actually 4 different ship modes present in this Superstore data set. That means in this Superstore company. But they're not mentioning how many days, like first class, how many days, like the time range, whether it is from first day to fifth day or that same day delivery means obviously one day. And then standard class, how many days, second class, how many days, like the time range. But you, if you want, you can just get the time range. Okay, what am I doing in this query is that I'm just using the date def function and I want to know the days, number of days between the order date and then ship date. So in for this order, they took 2 days. For this order, this they took again 5 days. So now I want to know the minimum and the maximum for the second class. Like what is that time range? So what I'm doing is that I'll just make this as an inner query and then just give an alias as A. So from this query, like number of days is the alias which I have given for this column, which we can see here. So I'll just take this A dot, like I'm just running minimum function on this number of days, maximum function on this number of days, so that I'll get the minimum and the maximum range. So let's run this. We can see that minimum is 2 and then maximum is 5. We can check for the another. We saw for the second class. We'll just check for another one more ship mode. Let's go with same day. Control C, Control V. Okay, same day means between 0 and 1 day. That means within 1 day they'll deliver if the ship mode type is same day. We have already seen this example while we are just understanding about the order ID, but we'll see whether a customer can order multiple items or not. In the real world, we definitely can order multiple items. If you have ever done the online shopping, if for example Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra or whatever, you can order multiple items. So that is what we are checking now. So we are using the customer ID, order ID, and then count star. We are just doing it, and then we're just doing the group by, order by, like I just want to group like order based on the customer ID, so that we'll get to know how many orders they have made. For example, this customer, they have multiple orders. After this customer we have like new customer. This is what I meant by ordering. And then this is the order ID, and the number of items this customer has placed was 2. And then this customer has placed 1 orders also, so that is what we are just checking. And then I just want to see what I just want to see the details of this order, so I'm just giving this order ID and then I'm just checking. So it should ultimately return me 2 columns, sorry, 2 rows. Yeah, it is. So this is the order ID, and then order date is 2011, and these are the product name and then all other details. This is what we do in the exploratory data analysis. when you're understanding the data, you just have to ask the question and then try to answer this question by writing the query, or by doing, like, if you're doing it in the Excel, you just have to, filter out the data and do it. Since I want to make it very, very simple, because this is mainly focused for the beginners and whoever want to switch into data analysis and do not have any experience in the IT. So I hope this did not confuse anyone. Just to recall, we just did the, we just checked the what is the data count in this table. And one more thing, we did not touch any other tables, like, where is that? Oh, okay, sorry. Orders, people, and returns. These, in this returns, there are, say suppose I have ordered some items from Amazon, but I want to return it. So I did the return. So all that information about the returns are stored in this table. We did not touch these two tables because I wanted to make it as simple as possible. So I don't want to touch this one. But in the next one more portfolio project, we will just do the joins and then we'll perform some analysis. But for now, this is what I want to concentrate only on the orders table. So we saw a user can have multiple orders, and then obviously the order date should be, always less than the ship date. It seems to be good. I mean, there is no data issue as such in these two columns. So row ID can be used as primary key, but it will be great if you can combine row ID and then order ID and use it as a composite primary key. So this you will not be doing it, so that's fine. And then customer ID, customer name, we just saw. Since this is the global superstore, there are multiple country names present in this country column. And then market is dependent on the country. So for example, now it is United States, that market is US. The region is East, again, it is interdependent. And then we have category and subcategory, product name, and these are the measures: sales, quantity, discount, profit. All these are measures which we are most interested in while we are developing the our dashboard. Okay, now we have done the EDA part, but we can't share this query to the users. Most of the users does not have access to this SQL server or any other database. So they just want to see the visual. That is when the data visualization comes into picture. So what we will be doing is, we have understood this data to an extent, not like completely, but we will start developing the report, and then if we have any question, we will come back here and then we will try to figure out what exactly is the answer for that question. The first step is partially over because we have not touched these returns and people's data. We have only checked the orders table. So for this, but for this visualization, whatever we are creating, the simple visualization, for that we are good to go. Like, we have understood what exactly this data set is to an extent. As I mentioned earlier, if we have any other further question, we just can come back here and then we can figure it out the answer.